Hello and welcome to another in my series of monthly writing and creativity videos. This month, I'm trying something a little different, a slideshow. I'm going to share a bit about the convergence of several areas of my life because I just finished a backpacking trip in the Grand Canyon. It was so exquisite that I wanted to share some pictures with you and to share what I found that these three experiences of backpacking the Grand Canyon, having a baby, and writing have in common. You'll notice that the time is a little longer than my usual 4 to 5 minutes, but I hope you will stick around and see some of the breathtaking views. So I've hiked the canyon before, but I've never backpacked. It was a new experience, and I actually had quite a bit of anxiety about it. One of the first similarities I noticed among the three experiences was the role of preparation. To get ready for the trip, I carefully read the instructions sent by the trekking company, which said I should be able to hike for 6 to 8 hours, carrying a pack weighing 30 pounds. Now, you can't see the rest of me on camera, but that's a significant amount of weight compared to my body weight. I started getting ready about 6 months before the trip. I stuffed a few items in my backpack to make up about a total of 12 pounds. I put the pack on and I could barely stand up, never mind walk. My first thought was, oh my God, how am I ever going to walk for 6 hours carrying 30 pounds? Then I remembered, I don't have to do that right now. Today, all I have to do is walk for 5 minutes carrying 12 pounds. Tomorrow, I'll walk for 10 minutes, then 20. So day by day, I added time and upped the weight, pound by pound, and I also started training on some outdoor stairs in my hometown. I worked up to 30 sets of 100 steps. Just a little side note, bags of uncooked rice make great training weights for backpacking. Within about a month, I could walk comfortably for an hour or so carrying 20 pounds. And I continued increasing the weight until, miracle of miracles, I could walk for 10 miles carrying 28 pounds. I had gotten to a place I had not imagined was possible just a few months earlier. And this is what allowed me to get to our very first campsite on that first day. Now, I should note that even all that preparation did not completely get rid of my anxiety. And that's another parallel I noticed with these other parts of my life. I often tell women that I work with as a birth doula or labor coach that I would be really worried if they weren't worried about having a baby. Because having a baby, or for that matter, becoming a parent, is an enormous leap into the unknown. And there's a really big gulf between where you are now and where you will eventually end up. On the backpacking trip, this was especially true on the second day when we hiked down to the Colorado River. We were going to go on a trail that was rarely used, and our guide had to scout it out in advance. Pretty ominously, when he came back, he said, if anyone doesn't feel comfortable once they see the trail, we won't go. Well, I was not going to be that person. Although, when I got my first glimpse of the river, I could not believe that we could get there from where we currently were. Are you starting to see how some of this might apply to writing? When you start a writing project, especially a book or any long piece that requires sustained commitment, it's almost impossible to imagine how you're going to get from here to there. It's impossible to imagine being done. But remember, you don't have to be done the day you start, or even in a week or a month. You write the book word by word, sentence by sentence, just like I prepped for the backpacking trip by adding weight pound by pound, and the way I made it down to the Colorado River, step by step. Another thing that these experiences have in common is that you need really good support. In my 17 years or so as a birth doula, I've cultivated a few qualities that are essential to being a labor coach for women and families. I suspend judgment. I concentrate on listening more than talking. I witness, I reflect, and I hold space for women to find their own power and their own courage. Now, I mentioned that I had a lot of anxiety about this trip. I wondered, would my pace, my slow pace, hold everybody else back? Would my physical body hold up? Would I even be able to complete the hike? Would I need to be airlifted out? Lucky for me, our trekking guide turned out to be something of a hiking doula. When I expressed doubt, he gently reassured me. He pointed out that I was keeping up, that I was strong, that I was actually doing the very thing I feared I couldn't do. And this reflection back of my own strength gave me confidence. That is exactly what I do when I work with women in labor, and it is exactly what I do when I work with writers. Sometimes I wonder whether writers are born with more self-doubt than the average person, because so often I hear writers say, I can't do this. My writing sucks. I can't edit. I hate my sentences. They even doubt their identities. They say, I'm not a writer. My job as a supporter of writers is to witness without judgment, to reflect the work that's being done, to remind you that you are a writer as long as you're writing, even if you're only writing a few words a day. I hope I've given you a gift of these two insights I brought back from my trek. One, take the time to find a writing doula or whatever you want to call that person, a supporter, a buddy, someone who can help you hold the space to tell the story you alone are equipped to tell. And two, just keep taking the next step and the next and the one after that, knowing that's how you will eventually bring your story into the world. Finally, I am excited to let everyone know that Jennifer, Browdy, and I are planning another Birth Your Truest Stories workshop starting in September. We'll have some details soon, and in the meantime, you can sign up to get notified when registration is open. We've got the URL up here. I will also put it in the comments below this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you next month.